Since 1949 to the present day, Taiwan has been locked in a conflict with China. While it may not seem so at first, the conflict possesses great potential to become extremely dangerous, not only for the island of Taiwan itself, but for the entire world relationship with the region. In 1911, the Shanghai Revolution marked the end of the Qing dynasty and dynastic rule for good, beginning the Republic of China and the Kuomintang nationalist political party. However, after the death of Yuan Shikai, the first president, China entered the warlord era, where warlords controlled their own separate regions. Eventually, the KMT managed to reunite much of China with the help of an alliance with the new Chinese Communist Party. However, when the new Republic of China President Chiang Kai-shek took over, he saw the Chinese Communist Party as a threat and wanted them to leave. In 1927, a civil war erupted between the RFC's KMT forces and the Soviet-inspired TCP forces. Eventually, the KMT were defeated and the RFC was forced out and fled to Taiwan in 1949. Mao Zedong formed the People's Republic of China and claimed that the RFC was part of their one China and the KMT was no longer a valid governor. Chiang Kai-shek and the RFC disagreed and the conflict lasts to this day. Several countries at first still recognized the KMT as the government of China, including the US. Early on, the US provided economic and military support for Taiwan. However, as the Cold War went on, establishing a positive relationship with mainland China was essential to defeat the Soviets. In 1979, after Chiang's death, President Carter and the US broke ties with Taiwan, acknowledging the One China policy was valid in order to create an alliance with China and answer Soviet pressure. Shortly after, though, Congress passed the Taiwan Relations Act, stating unofficial ties with Taiwan were still more or less present. That included US weapon sales to Taiwan. Despite increasing tension with China, weapon sales continued to increase. Under the Obama administration alone, they totaled to almost $20 billion. Since the Carter administration, phone calls had not been exchanged between the US and Taiwan until 2016, when President Tsai congratulated Trump on his victory, which angered China further. The Kuomintang Party, since its defeat in the Civil War, slowly lost to people's support over time. In 1986, the Democratic Progressive Party was created to oppose the KMT, and after free elections were legal after martial law was abolished in 1987, eventually Taiwan saw its first non-KMT president in 2000, when they elected Chen Shui-bian of the DPP. Tsai Ing-wen, the current president of Taiwan, is also from the DPP. Of course, China did not take the start of free elections very well, issuing military threats on multiple occasions. When analyzing direct exchanges between China and Taiwan, the first notable effort to normalize relations since 1949 came 30 years later when the PRC introduced the Three Links proposal, which permitted direct transportation, direct postal, and direct trade links. The ROC's initial response was the three no's: no contact, no compromise, and no negotiation. Eventually, as mentioned earlier, martial law was abolished, destroying the several restrictions that the people were put under, and opening up contact with China. In 1992, consensus was reached in a meeting in Singapore when they stated that they would agree to disagree on who had control of what. With the rise of the Democratic Progressive Party, their stance is that Taiwan should become an independent country and not part of anything called China, which proves a huge threat to establishing and improving ties with China. In 2005, the anti-secession law was passed by the PRC, warning Taiwan that violence will be used if Taiwan fully commits to the idea of independence. To this day, China has been taking advantage of the fact that for Taiwan, good relations are most likely more important than official independence, while Taiwan has been relying on US support and the mere potential of US aid in war has prevented China from aggressively invading and taking Taiwan as their own. All Taiwan and China can do for now is deny each other's legitimacy.